Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's pick a card reading, this is going to be these regrets that haunt them still. So we're going to find out about your person from the past or the present. What are their regrets that still haunt them till this day? So please remember, this is a general reading, so it may not connect with everyone, but I do believe if you have clicked this reading, there could be a message here somewhere for you. I do offer private readings, so if you'd like to book a personal reading, you can do so by going straight to the description bar where my links are provided. So I prepared 3 different cards with intuitive messages that came out of the deck for each group. And as you can see, we have essential oil bottles placed below. So this is to help you intuitively go towards whatever colour or scent that you are drawn to. So group number 1, we have the lavender oil. So if you're drawn to lavender scent, this may be your pile. For group 2, we have the chamomile scent. So if you're drawn to chamomile scent, then this may be your group. And then group number 3, we have the sweet orange scent. So if you're drawn to this scent, then this may be your group. So you can pause the video if you need more time to meditate on the card and the scent that is calling you the most. So I'm going to start with group 1, which is the lavender scent. And for the rest of you, I will see you at the click of your timestamp, which is linked down below in the description bar. Hello group number 1, welcome to your reading. So this is going to be the regrets that haunt them still. So you chose the lavender scent. So this is the purple bottle essential oil. So we're going to get straight into your pick a card reading to find out these answers for you. So the first card that we have is the card of time. So planning, making decisions and taking risks. So it's so interesting that the card time came out for you when asking what regrets haunt them, because this is very straightforward when it comes to time. I mean, time is precious, and this could be about the past, it could be about the future, it could be anything above or below. And I think that this person that you're thinking of regrets something that maybe they can't take back, or that they can't push forward with you, because time is of the essence and it's kind of been lost. So maybe the regrets that haunt them still is plans that you made together that didn't happen, decisions that didn't happen, and the fact that this person didn't take a risk and now the time has run out. Because as you can see, we have the hourglass, which is symbolic of, you know, the fact that when the sand reaches that bottom, it's game over, you know, the time has run out. So that's what I'm intuitively hearing, is what haunts them is that time run out for you and them. So let's see what other messages I can bring forward when it comes to the regrets that still haunt them. For group 1, what regrets haunt them still? Group number 1, what regrets haunt them still? Okay, got the 3 of books. What regrets haunt them still? Group number 1. Okay, we also have corruption. What regrets haunt them still? Group number 1. Okay, we've got the Lovers card. Can we get one more? What regrets haunt them still? Group number 1. Okay, and we also have the Page of Beakers. So there is already quite a lot of pain coming up in this reading, because the first card that came out was the Three of Books. Now the Three of Books is actually the Three of Swords in traditional tarot. So this would indicate they regret hurting you. Okay, they regret something they've done that has potentially upset you, caused you pain, made you upset or disappointed. So this kind of burnout kind of symbolizes they regret that something in your relationship has turned to ashes. Now, what I'm picking up, it's a very intense reading actually, group 1, because you have the card of the Devil and the Lovers. So the Devil and the Lovers are these huge energies of the fact that this potentially is a lover. A lover, this could be an ex, it could be a partner. Could even be, you know, love doesn't mean it has to be sensual. It could be, you know, a family member, an old family member, an old friend. But this was someone who, you know, at one time loved you a lot, or you loved them very much. And it seems that something's been corrupted, because the Devil is kind of like, you can see there's kind of this control happening here behind her. You know, he's got his hand up, she's doing the same thing, and her eyes are just full of this red beam. So it seems to me maybe what haunts them is either taking control of you, making you do something you didn't want to do. Perhaps because the Devil is a toxic energy, they regret, you know, doing something toxic to you that made you feel stuck, like you couldn't move. You didn't really know what to do, because you kind of kept going back to the situation because of the love. So it's very messed up actually. It's like this love and toxic energy I'm picking up for you, group 1, which is very strong. So I feel like they've put their hands up now to something they regret. But I feel like this is the energy of bad habits, you know, doing something you shouldn't be doing. And maybe that's something that haunts them, is that they've done something they know they shouldn't have done. So the Devil, as I said, can talk about toxic addictions. It can also talk about, you know, cheating, you know, lies, manipulations. So that's kind of what haunts them, is that to have the Devil hanging over them is a big burden. So the Page of Beakers is the Page of Cups, which symbolizes, again, this is someone of a love interest, or someone who, you know, still loves you, and maybe they do just generally regret certain messages they sent you. So this could be by text, by email, verbally, but I feel like maybe they do regret certain things that they did say in the heat of the moment. So quite powerful, what I'm picking up. We've got strong Gemini energy. We've got Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be people or seasons. So let's go further into the reading to find out more about the regrets that haunt them still. For group number 1, what regrets haunt them still? Group number 1, what regrets haunt them still? Okay, we have migration. What regrets haunt them still? Can we clarify the energy? And the Stand. Okay, so let's look at these these cards that have come forward. So, something about initiation, adventure and freedom. Okay, which indicates, okay, that this is something they regret, making some type of initiation and letting go, because we have freedom. So maybe they regret leaving you. So in the Stand, this is about courage, determination and fearlessness. So maybe they regret not taking the stand for you. Like, as you can see, we've got this like tiger roaring at this woman, and I kind of feel like there may have been a disagreement or an argument between you both. Maybe they regret this this rage that they've put into you. I just feel like they regret shouting, or yeah, there's some type of confrontation here that I feel like they regret. So let's go deeper into this. Group 1. What regrets haunt them still? Group 1. What regrets haunt them still? Oh, wow. Okay, so we do have the cards of grief and mischief. Okay, so grief and mischief. So grief is the fact that they caused you grief. I feel like they regret upsetting you. And grief is when we lose something, right? We grieve things we don't no longer have in our life. And this is why we have that Three of Swords. Because I feel like they did cause you some grief. And I do feel like that haunts them. I do feel like that haunts their memory of you. And to this day, I think they do wish they could take back the grief, because I feel like the grief now has been kind of put onto them. Now we have mischief, which is interesting because we've got these 3 cats, these 3 black cats. I feel like these 3 black cats could be symbolic to 3 significant people in your life who have, you know, a part in this. So again, these could be 3 friends, 3 siblings, 3 watchers. It just seems to me like outsiders or people influencing the situation, and maybe they regret something that, you know, mischief is when something's a bit naughty or something's just not right, and there's responsibility and consequences behind it, and maybe they do regret acting up and playing up. So let's get you a couple more messages on the regrets that still haunt them. This is such an intense reading. Really is. Group number 1, these regrets haunt them still. What are the regrets that haunt them still? Okay, so we have the cards of vision and resistance. Correspond to something that they saw. Maybe they still see your face in the back of their mind, and that's going to haunt them forever, is your face. The vision of you, okay, or something they saw that haunts them. So maybe they saw something they didn't like, and I feel like that picture has painted inside their mind. Resistance is the fact that they regret resisting something or not resisting something, because when we resist something, we know not to take the bait. And I feel like maybe there is a situation here which does look a bit chaotic with all these kind of like these type of waves. We also have this amethyst crystal here. Now amethyst is a very intuitive crystal, which could be very symbolic of your birthstone. It could also be symbolic of, again, your third eye chakra. but I feel like strong regrets have hit them hard and they're resisting being haunted, but they cannot do forever because it's already eaten away at them. I can see it, I can feel it, and I'd love to know whose message this is. So let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know. Hopefully this reading did give you some clarity and insight into your situation. And time is a healer, so just know that time will heal for you and hopefully for them as well. So this is what I have for you, group number 1. Yep, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm sending you all so much love and light. Hello, group number 2, welcome to your reading. So this is going to be the regrets that haunt them still. So you chose the yellow essential oil, which is the chamomile fragrance. So if you chose that scent, this is your intuitive message that has come out for you. So we have the card of the warrior. Inner strength, clarity, and presence. So this is quite strongly connected to Leo energy, which is a fire sign. It could be a person or a season. But when it comes to the regrets that haunt them still, I'm picking up it's to do with them not being strong enough for you. I feel like this person that you're thinking of just wasn't strong. I feel like they regret not being your warrior, not having your back, not giving you the clarity and showing up with their presence to protect and guard you. So as you can see with this lion, he's got like these scars on his face, and I feel like there is a scar embedded within you as well, and I feel like they regret that they didn't change something. They didn't change the fact that you got these scars, or helped to heal these scars. So let's see what other messages I can bring forward for you, group 2, on the regrets that haunt them still. Group number 2. So for group number 2, what regrets haunt them still? Okay, we have the card of manipulation, which is the magician. What regrets haunt them still? Group 2. Okay. We've got the guilt truth card. Group 2. What regrets haunt them still? Okay, we also have the 9 of torches and the page of torches. So it's quite clear that they regret something to do with manipulation. Perhaps they manipulated you and that haunts them now. Because I feel like they kind of manifested something that kind of got out of control. It manifested into something big, and I feel like they have a hard time looking at their self in the mirror, like their reflection, because I feel like what haunts them is maybe you have similarities. You could look like this person, something that, you know, they wear reminds them of you, but there seems to be that they look at themselves and they're mirroring something back of guilt and truth, because I feel like the regrets that haunt them still is that they have guilt that they wasn't truthful. It's like when someone wants to have the strength to tell the truth, it can be hard, and I feel like they're guilty about not having that conversation. I feel like they're very guilty because I feel like they know it wasn't fair what they done. And the Nine of Torches and the Page of Torches, these correspond to wands. So there's a lot of a sense of delay and setbacks here, which indicates they may regret blocking you. They may have regretted, again, not showing up when they should have, taking their time about a situation when you needed them the most. Because this Page of Torches is about communication and messages, you know, lighting the way, helping someone through travel and moving on. So I think that this has kind of illuminated the fact that they're haunted by your face, they're haunted by your memory, but especially symbolic of imagery. That's what haunts them. They could even have an old photograph of you still, something that I'm picking up. So let's just see if we can clarify some more. For group 2. These regrets haunt them still. Group 2. What regrets haunt them still? Group number 2. What regrets haunt them still? Okay, so we have the cards of shelter and fate. So what this shows up in your reading is that what haunts them to this day is that they didn't provide you shelter, which is about protection, giving you a home. This is about spiritual growth, accountability and healing. So they didn't take accountability for something, and I feel they feel guilty that you need to heal still. Or spiritual growth could be connected to, again, we've got this number 1 of like new beginnings, and maybe they just didn't give you that chance. They didn't give you that shell of protection that is shelter. They didn't shelter you. They've kind of threw you out to the wolves, is what I'm hearing. And with this fate card is the fact that what haunts them still is the fact that they feel like they had the capability to change your fate. Because this is about alignment, decisive moments, and opportunity events. So I feel like events unfolded, and I just feel like with this Grim Reaper here, it's kind of like something ended. I feel like now they take responsibility for it. You know, fate, when you're fated to something, they just let something happen. And I'm just picking up they didn't fight for you, group 2. The warrior, fate and shelter just makes me feel like they didn't fight for you as they should have. So let's see the other regrets that haunt them still. Group 2. What regrets haunt them still? Group number 2. Wow. What regrets haunt them still? Group 2. Okay, so we have the cards of truth and creation. So the fact that truth came out really just made me go back to that justice card of guilt and truth. They regret not being truthful. They regret not owning up to something and taking responsibility and accountability on something. They was not truthful and they regret this. This haunts them. And creation makes me feel like they regret that they created an atmosphere. They created tension. As you can see, we've got this fire and this kind of tree which is, you know, not growing. And it makes me think that, you know, they created this environment, this surrounding, and I think that you had leaves. I think you had a family tree or roots to your relationship, and I think it got burnt. So I think they created the destruction here, and maybe that's also something that haunts them still. So let's find out some more messages. Another deep reading. Group 1 was intense. This is intense as well. Group 2. What regrets haunt them still? Ceremony. Group 2, what regrets haunt them still? And we also have the card of water. Okay, so water is connected to emotion. It's also water, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm picking up strong Aries and Sagittarius in the reading as well, because we have a lot of fire. Now, this just corresponds to they regret not being emotionally available to you, not opening up, or making you upset. They regret, and what haunts them is the wave that never got to land. So everything's still up in the air in your situation. And with ceremony, as you can see, we've got these total opposites. These candles symbolize you both, and you're distant right now. So ceremony kind of symbolizes the fact that they are guilty and regretting the fact that you're distant and separated, and that you are just basically on completely different worlds and planets now, because ceremony is something of tradition. It's like coming together. It's a celebration, and I feel like they regret not celebrating birthdays with you, you know, special times, and I think this haunts them still. So many deep messages coming in for this reading as well. Definitely gonna have to cleanse the area because there's a heavy energy. But let me know in the comments if this was your message. I would love to know. Also feel like we have a Libra energy here as well. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm sending you all so much love and light. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be the regrets that haunt them still. So you chose the orange essential oil, which is the sweet orange scent. So maybe you are drawn to the orange. So the message that has come out for you is the card of Trinity. Balancing decisions, priorities, adapting to change. Now, this card makes me feel like the regrets that haunt them still is the fact that they didn't adapt to change very well. They didn't make you their priority. And when it comes to balancing decisions, I feel like there was a pact that you made, and maybe that got broken. We've got the number 3, which is about growth and communication, and I just feel like there was like all eyes on you at one point, and I feel like they maybe regret putting something very heavy on you, or just pointing the finger at you. That's kind of what I'm hearing. But I feel like you wasn't their priority, and they do regret that. They regret not making you their priority and changing their plans. So this could be someone who just didn't make the effort, is what I'm hearing. So let's see if I can tap more into this message. For group 3, what is the regrets that haunt them still? Group 3, what regrets haunt them still? Okay, we've got the 8 torches. Group 3, what regrets haunt them still? We've got the King of Beakers. Group 3, what regrets haunt them still? Okay, we also have the 2 of Books and we have the Fool card. So, the 8 of Torches is the 8 of Wands. So this corresponds to ups and downs, but they wasn't there for you through ups and downs. Also, this is like when you needed them very quickly, they weren't around. But I'm definitely hearing about your communication mainly, that the regret that haunts them still to this day is that there was no back and forth. I feel like maybe there was a communication failure or a come down when it comes to communication and messages. So maybe they regret either something they sent to you or something they didn't send. Because I feel like this person who's showing up as the King of Beakers, we do have water element here, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, could symbolise a person or a season of time in. Indicates that this person is regretting just sitting on things. I think they kind of like sat on a situation expecting you to do something, expecting you to make that first call, that first text, or plan to meet up. So I feel like there is a lot going on in their headspace, but emotionally I feel like they do still care, and I just feel like times they switched it off, but it is still there. Because the fact we have the 2 of Books, which is the 2 of Swords, indicates that they regret not making a choice with you, a decision. So as we have this energy of balance and decisions, I feel like you both went opposite ways. You didn't meet in the middle. You was at a crossroads, and I feel like it does weigh heavy on their heart that they were blind to not seeing that you were both going to go opposite ways if you didn't come together and this person make you their priority. Because you had enough. I feel like you had enough, and then you had your own chapter to lead. Because the Fool card here symbolises the fact that they didn't take a risk. They didn't take the leap of faith on you. They took a step back instead of a step forward. And I think that hurts you. And I think that what regrets haunt them still is the fact that they kind of realised that there was so much that could have gone on in terms of creating memories with you, having fun, adventure. And I think now it's kind of like this dark sun on the back. It's like this block that's at the back of their head. So, deep messages again, all 3 piles. So, let's see if I can tap more into the energies. Group 3, what is the regrets that haunt them still? Group 3, what regrets haunt them still? Okay, so we have the Wayfarer. What regrets haunt them still? Spectres. Okay, so let's take a look at these cards. We have contemplation, search for truth, and inner guidance. So this tells me that they regret contemplating on you or a decision. And I think they are searching for the truth now because I feel this aloneness within them. I think that is something they always want to look for, is the truth. in what happened. So maybe they don't have closure. Maybe they need inner guidance. Because there's something about discernment and critical thinking and insight makes me think this person, as you can see, I feel like with these two figures in this kind of red flame, symbolizes you both. You both are separated, you're both apart, and that haunts them. That separation haunts them, because I think they did critical thinking on you. I think they was very critical, and now they're having to think about how critical they were. And this is so insightful, because now they're seeing what their actions has done to keep you apart. So let's see if we can clarify. The regrets that haunt them still. Group number 3, what regrets haunt them still? Okay, we have manifestation. Group number 3, what regrets haunt them still? And intellect. So what I'm picking up with these two cards is the fact that something manifested and they regret that it happened. Sometimes manifestation doesn't mean it's a good thing. It can sometimes be that we've conjured up something bad. So this could be, you know, if we're comparing like good magic to like black magic, it's really like manifesting something. As you can see, we have this black cat, which could symbolize darkness that was manifested towards you. And this intellect shows that their regrets that haunt them to this day is that they were manifesting something that they thought was intelligent. And I think now they've realized how unintelligent they were. And that the regrets that haunt them to this day is, you know, finding out somehow how intelligent you've become. And that they're not seeing it. They can't see your manifestations and what you're creating because of the lack of cells that they had at the time of your encounter. So let's just get you a couple more messages, group 3, on the regrets that haunt them still. Group 3, what regrets haunt them still? We've got, ooh, intuition. I love the planchette. Group 3, what regrets haunt them still? And we have the card of voice. Okay, so this is very a clear message. Is the fact they regret not making a move, not using their initiative and intuition to feel what was right at the time. Because I think that their feelings have changed and they regret not voicing those opinions and thoughts. So it's so interesting that your reading actually ends on the wolf, because we have the wolves here. And as I said, I feel like the blame was put on you, like you was outcasted out of the pack. And I feel like now they regret something they didn't say or something they said, and they wish that they could like use their voice again. I feel like this is, you know, someone trying to summon you back or call you back. And I feel like now the line is dead. Okay, the line is dead, and that voice, your voice haunts them. They still hear the tone of your voice. They remember it. I feel like they've become the lone wolf here, and I feel like that's what they regret, is removing you from the pack and not using their voice in a way that was more beneficial for you to see, you know, because the planchette has this glass. So this is about, you know, focusing on letters. And the planchette moves when two people push that planchette around the board, okay? It needs two people to make it work. So maybe they regret that things are not working out because, again, you're distant. They need you to make this planchette work, you know? It's not going to work by itself. It needs two people to make it work. So it is just a strong message of someone who regrets losing you. Someone who may grow old and look back and think, wow, I messed up, you know? So super powerful messages, group 3. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments whose reading this is. I would love to know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm sending you all so much love and light.